Hey guys, today we're looking at the craziest Karens on Reddit. It's so satisfying when an entitled Karen finally hears the word no for the first time. Am I the a-hole for returning my nephew's birthday present after he destroyed my property and his parents refused to pay for the damages? I, 19 female, am a college student. I worked overtime to get everything that I have. I finally managed to buy myself a new car recently, which took 4 years of working overtime to afford. My nephew's birthday party is scheduled for tomorrow. I got him a present this week. I got him a brand new computer because he wanted to play computer games. My fiance also pitched in to help get the computer. Today, everything took a wrong turn. My nephew and his mother, my sister, were at my house. My sister doesn't like to discipline her son. I love my nephew, but at times, he's a spoiled brat. She lets him talk to people however he likes and do whatever he wants. I've tried to work with my nephew on this, and I've complained to my sister about his behaviour many times. But as his birthday was tomorrow, I try to ignore his behaviour, but honestly, I was fed up. My sister was outside with my nephew. He was playing in the yard. I figured since my sister was with him, I could go inside and start prepping for dinner. Then I hear a loud breaking noise outside. I rush outside to see what happened and saw that my windshield was shattered. I was in shock. I looked inside and saw a huge rock in the car. I was furious. We have cameras in our backyard and a dash cam in our car. I looked at the cameras to see that my nephew took a huge rock and threw it at the windshield. I was shaking because of how upset I was. I worked hard for that car. I asked my sister, why weren't you supervising him? And my sister said, I was. So what, she just watched him throw a rock at your car? Does she think that watching him destroy property counts as supervision? What happens if he runs into the road? Will she just stand there and watch? I said, if you were, you wouldn't have let him throw a giant effing rock at my car. How do you plan on fixing this? My sister looked at me like I was insane and said, you should have been out here watching your car if you were so worried about him causing damages. What kind of logic is that? The car didn't do anything. If someone went and burnt her house down, would she be all like, damn, well, I guess that was my fault for leaving it unsupervised. My fiance told her and my nephew to leave. An hour later, I went to the store and returned his computer. Luckily, I kept the receipt. A few hours later, my sister texted me, not saying sorry. She said, can you bring my nephew's gift to me today? I want to have all his gifts here ready for his birthday party tomorrow. I responded, no, I will not be bringing his gifts to the party. He damaged my car, which, by the way, will cost a lot of money to fix. You didn't seem to care that your son damaged property that wasn't his. So I returned his gift to get my money back, to pay for the damages, since you won't pay. My sister didn't text me back, but must have called our parents. They called to scream at me, saying that I made my nephew cry because he won't get a present from me at his party. Am I the a-hole? Edit. My nephew is 9, by the way. What a little monster! I actually feel really bad for these kids. It's not their fault that they aren't being taught consequences and, you know, basic human decency. I think kids like this have two paths. Either they grow and learn decency from others and distance themselves from their crazy mums, or they end up in jail one day when they can no longer get away with it for just being a kid. Not the a-hole. OP should take her sister to small claims court for the cost of the car, and I won't let her or her kid around my property ever again. Who wants to bet that OP's sister was the golden child? Entitled mother and her daughter ruined my sister's birthday. Post by Lady Stoneheart. Many years ago, it was my sister's birthday, and a lot of family members from my dad's side were invited. My dad's sister, who will be called Entitled Mother henceforth, and her daughter, Entitled Child, were visiting from the US. So, Entitled Mother wanted her daughter to be the centre of attention from the moment they came in. Entitled Child was about 7 years old, and everyone was quite taken with her because she spoke in an adorable accent. When it was time for cutting the cake, Entitled Mother wanted Entitled Child to cut it, even though it was my sister's birthday. The reason being, she's a kid and she deserves to cut the cake. She's the youngest, and sister is too old to be cutting cakes anyway. It was my sister's 11th birthday. My mother refused Entitled Mother's demand, which made Entitled Mother very angry. The dinner was served, Entitled Mother was very hungry and sat down to eat. As soon as she started, Entitled Child began crying and demanded to be fed. Entitled Mother expected my mum to stop eating and feed her kid. And my mum agreed. What? Why? It's her kid! Why can't she feed her own child? Then the gift unwrapping. My sister loves Barbie, so she received a doll and a dollhouse from my mum and dad. I gave her a bunch of homemade chocolates that I'd made myself. Entitled Mother. What does sister need chocolates for? Come on, give them to Entitled Child. You're way too old for them. What? No one's too old for chocolate. How dare she? Sister gave Entitled Child some of the chocolates, which Entitled Child immediately started eating right then and there. Sister then unwrapped her other presents and was made to share a bunch of other stuff, like sparkle pens and a set of crayons with Entitled Child too. Why are your parents allowing this? It's your sister's birthday. People gave those gifts to her, not to that spoiled Entitled Child. They're basically allowing this kid to steal from their own child on her birthday. I hate to say bad parents, but bad parents! Entitled Child soon began wailing that she wanted more chocolate. Entitled Mother literally started shouting, "Why haven't you given her the chocolates? Didn't I ask you to? Why are you being so mean? She's your cousin! She deserves them!" Sister was almost in tears and gave her 3 more. Nah, screw that. Put them in your mouth, chew them all up, and then spit them in her face. Just kidding. But seriously, this girl and her mother need to hear the word no. It would do them some good. Now only 5 chocolates remained, which she gave 1 to each of us, Mum, Dad, Entitled Mother and me. I saved mine to give to her later. Entitled Mother noticed it and asked me to give it to Entitled Child, since I was obviously not gonna eat it. I didn't. When Sister got to unwrapping the dollhouse and Barbie, Entitled Mother actually pounced on the doll and started pulling it away from Sister. Oh hell no! Now Sister started crying, which made Entitled Mother angry. She screamed at my sister to shut up and stop being so mean and stingy. Entitled Child was from the US and didn't have any Indian toys. She needed the doll. Where the hell are your parents in all of this? This woman is attacking your child on her birthday, making her cry, stealing her presents, like ripping them out of her hands. And what, you're just sitting by and allowing this? What the hell? Bad parents! My father flat out refused, which resulted in more screaming and more crying. That's it. This woman, your sister, has been stealing your daughter's gifts on her birthday, made her cry, and now she's full on attacking her. And your response is, no, you can't have it. God, if I was OP's mum watching this, I'd dry up like the effing Sahara. Dude, grow a backbone and protect your kid. Entitled Mother left in a huff, kicking the dollhouse on the way out, denting it. My sister was very sad. Needless to say, her birthday was ruined. But this was not the end. About an hour later, Entitled Mother was back, kicking and screaming at our door, saying that we poisoned her kid and that she'd be suing us. Entitled Child's stomach was aching, but instead of calling for a doctor, she'd driven to our house. We sat her down and called a doctor, during which Entitled Mother was screaming about how we were jealous of her and would suffer terrible fates. The doctor said that the pain was because of overeating. I guess she shouldn't have had 6 of those chocolates. Entitled Mother blamed me and my sister for everything, saying that we're both spoiled and mean children. Oh, the irony. Too long didn't read. My entitled aunt ruined my sister's birthday by stealing most of her gifts to give to her kid, then destroying her dollhouse, and she blamed her child's stomachache on my family. To be honest, your sister's birthday being ruined is on your parents too. They literally sat there and watched, doing nothing, while a grown woman shouted at, berated, and stole their 11-year-old daughter's presents over and over again on her birthday. Maybe if they'd shut it down immediately, instead of just apparently sitting there and watching it happen as each gift was unwrapped, maybe it wouldn't have escalated to the point that it did. Update. I posted about my aunt ruining my sister's birthday yesterday. Turns out she or her daughter is on Reddit and read the story. And this is what happened last night. Entitled Mum called my dad last night, when my dad was half asleep. Entitled Mother, how could you do this to us? Aren't we family? Why did you shame us like this? It was so many years ago. Can't you just let it go? My dad, having no idea what she's talking about, asked her what happened. She told him about the Reddit post regarding my sister's birthday. My dad, who doesn't care, asked, what was the big deal? Entitled Mother, wow, so your daughters do things without telling you? You should keep an eye on them. Don't want to let them get out of hand. You should have taught them manners. Manners? Oh, honey. OP just exposed us and shamed us online. Dad, what are you saying? How did she expose you? She hasn't talked to you in years. Entitled Mother, she posted a story about us, and as soon as Entitled Child read it, she knew it was about us. Well, if she recognized it immediately, it must have been accurate. Dad asked me if I did post a story and why, so I explained to Dad what Reddit is and what I did. I told him that I had just narrated the story and haven't exposed her identity in any way. So Dad just handed me the phone so I could explain it to her. God, this dad is just useless. As soon as I said hello, Entitled Mother began screaming at me so loudly that it could be heard outside the phone. Entitled Mother, you bitch! How could you do that? Who do you think you are? You poisoned my child, then made it up as if I was overreacting. Take that post down now and apologize for it on the subreddit. If you don't, I'm gonna sue you. God, I can just imagine her dad sitting there, listening to his sister abuse his daughter on the phone that he just handed her, like, this is fine. What the F? I was so angry that I just said no, I won't do that, and I'd like to see how you could sue me all the way from California. Entitled Mother then calls me and my sister a bunch of names that I cannot say on here. My dad took away the phone and told her to never contact any of us again, and blocked her. Yay! Finally! Oh my god. So, hey there Aunt Sheila, hope you read this. Alright, well, I think that's enough Reddit for one day. Thanks for watching everyone, have a great rest of your day. Bye!